Ladies and gentlemen, a brief history of WABC as we scan through the decades. October 5th, 1921, radio station WJZ signs on the air from the Westinghouse factory in Newark, New Jersey. The studio was accessible only by climbing a ladder. Later, it took over half the ladies' room. Newspapers reported the station could be heard clearly as far north as the Bronx. The first broadcast was the 1921 World Series.
So here now is Babe Ruth, who is going to be intentionally passed.
The Yankees played the Giants. The Yankees won. In 1925, WJZ began broadcasting with 50,000 watts. 1927, the National Broadcasting Company took over the station, and it became the flagship of the NBC Blue Network.
WJZ New York, 770 on your dial. It's now 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Saving Time.
Sweeties, Breakfast of Champions bring you the thrilling adventures of Jack Armstrong, the all-American boy.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver. The Lone Ranger. Hi-Yo Silver!
During World War II, WJZ was one of the first stations to stay on the air all night long to entertain the defense workers.
The stars up in heaven all tune in from 1 to 7 over WJZ New York.
On May 1st, 1953, WJZ became WABC, featuring The Breakfast Club.
And now here is your Toastmaster, Don McNeil. Good morning, Robert. Good morning to you.
And legendary early DJs, Martin Block.
Frankie Avalon, don't throw away all those teardrops. It's the Ballroom and Martin Block.
And Alan Freed.
We crossed from Newark, New Jersey for that. To Stella, Tony, Angie, and all the cast who sport around in Renee's 1960 Impala.
By December 1961, WABC had become a top 40 powerhouse.
This week and every week, WABC proudly presents radio's All-American team with Herb Oscar Anderson. Hello again. Bob Dayton. It's the Bob Dayton Show. Scott Muni. Bruce Morrow. With Cousin Bruce. Bob Lewis. Charlie Greer.
Swing, Charlie, swing!
And yours truly, Dan Ingram.
On the Dan Ingram Show.
Radio's All-Americans, bringing you the music you want to hear on
77 WABC.
Through the 60s and 70s, the momentous events in the news and in pop culture unfolded on 77 AM.
President Kennedy was shot today just as his motorcade left downtown Dallas.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 1964, more people listened to WABC than any other radio station in North America.
The Beatles visit America. WABC broadcasts from their hotel, and the crowd outside sings along with the jingles.
77 WABC, All America.
While that crowd is in such a great mood, Big Dan, out there on Park Avenue, and we dearly love them.
Yeah.
Scotzo's here with Cousin Brucey, and Dan, you're right there. Let's have a little sing-along with all the crowd out there. Everybody stand by.
Let's go with another jingle
Let's
for the
go with
crowd.
another one, Dan.
Your world looks great from 77 WABC.
I think that deserves a Beatles record, right? Okay, let's go with Beatles music.
The Beatles Spectacular is really moving. Woo! On 77 WABC.
I'm John. I'm Paul. I'm George. I'm Ringo. We love WABC.
We were there for the first man on the moon.
WABC Radio will fly you and your family to Florida to see the blast-off for the first manned landing on the moon.
We were the station New York turned to for the biggest hits of the year.
This year, Music Radio WABC is not only giving free lists of our top 100 tunes of 1972.
And when tragedy struck, New Yorkers turned to WABC.
I hate to wake you up with the news that John Lennon is dead this morning. Last night he was shot in front of his apartment.
From John Lennon's death in 1980 to 1982, WABC remained music radio, Then on May 10th, 1982, we became Talk Radio WABC.
Now, speak out with Art Athens on WABC Talk Radio 77.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, New York, to Talk Radio 77, WABC. A whole new thing here, born, and
But WABC did not really take off as a talk station till it was joined by the flame-throwing Bob Grant in 1985.
Here he comes.
Bob Grant.
You're a lot of fun, Ben. Thank you very much.
Wait a while, I'm not finished.
You are too.
Bob Grant.
You use Yiddish words and Jewish words and that. I
like Jewish words. I like Italian words. Do you have a word for me in a foreign language I might like? What do you have?
Yeah, hasta la vista.
Through the years, New York City mayors Ed Koch.
This is nuts.
Rudy Giuliani and Mayor Bloomberg.
This is Mayor Mike Bloomberg on 77 WABC, the most listened to news talk radio station in the nation.
Have done weekly radio shows here on WABC. Then there was this little show that we launched here at WABC that paved the way for every show to follow and reignited the news talk format on the AM band. And it all started right here, Monday, July 4th, 1988.
WABC Talk Radio 77. My name is Rush Limbaugh, brand new to the city.
Of course, he wasn't as famous then as he is now.
That one of them California beach names? Or
No, I'm originally California beach names.
And Rush wasn't the only heavyweight to launch from WABC.
As we roll along, the Sean Hannity Show is what you're listening to. Debuting today, coast to coast.
Sean Hannity had his national debut September 10th, 2001. One day before.
2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
Now, Mark Levin.
Do the American people want us to lose this war?
The newest show originating at WABC.
Or do they want victory?
And taking the city and America by storm. The biggest talkers in the industry, like John Gambling.
You're one of the 2 top guys on this station.
Oh, Peter, I love you to death. Thank you.
People with powerful ideas.
We get to speak.
And strong opinions.
We're heard.
Names like Gambling.
We are the heartland.
Limbaugh and Levin.
And so we have talk radio and giants like Sean Hannity.
And Curtis and Kuby in the morning.
We are the soul of the nation.
The mainstream media monopoly is over.
And we are drawing the line now.
77.
No more.
WABC. America's most listened to news talk radio station.